Hey there, Ken French of Vast Voice, telling business secrets to entrepreneurs. We're very, very happy you stopped by. Either you're going to watch this or listen to this because you want to take your business to the next level. You're probably an entrepreneur who's either just starting out or you've been around for quite a while and you want to take your business to the next level. You're probably a real estate investor, maybe even a real estate agent, maybe a professional or of some sort, professional advisor of some sort. And well, you are stopping by because you need some valuable advice from one of the top industry leaders there is. Anyway, thank you very much. Once again, Ken French, Vast Voice, telling business secrets to entrepreneurs. Really glad that you stopped by. So you're with Xcel University and you're looking for ways to get money from the government. Hey there, my name is Ken French, vastsolutionsgroup.com. We're doing this in partnership with Xcel University and Jeff Lenning. We are here to help you. A lot of people don't realize that the government actually gives you money for doing innovative things. And how do they do so? Research and development credits. By the way, yes, you can get research and development credits in a lot of instances for using artificial intelligence that you're already using. How do I know that? We've been doing it for years here at vastsolutionsgroup.com. We've been doing artificial intelligence since 2018. Really, we started in 2010, have our own model, mini model in 2018. And we've been taking advantage of these credits. As a matter of fact, I'm taking a month off paid for by the government for doing innovative research, et cetera, as far as quantum computing and artificial intelligence to help small business owners, lowering tax liability, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to get right to it. Jeff asked me to put together a quick presentation to help you really to understand the concepts that would be R&D tax credits and also hopefully making it so you can understand by using some of his concepts and even training with him that you could be getting paid by the government, by maybe the state government also, and also the federal government in R&D credits. And a lot of people a lot of people in the industry, tax preparation industry, tax strategy industry, don't know it or don't use it. And we're here to help you. Once again, vastsolutionsgroup.com, Ken French. Yep, leaving money on the table. It's pretty common. Please take this presentation as not a kick in the pants to start doing something, but it's a kick in the pants to take advantage of something you probably already know a little tiny bit about or have heard of, or even if you weren't aware, it's something that really can put money in your pocket. Once again, vastsolutionsgroup.com. We're a member, a co-founding member of vastassetdefense.com. We personally at vastsolutionsgroup.com do tax strategy, finance, and also artificial intelligence, helping entrepreneurs, specifically usually solopreneurs. Asset Defense is partnered with another group, asset protection attorney, Bob Bloom, big famous guy with Asset Defense team. He helps us with our estate planning clients and also our asset protection clients here. And we do business all over the country. I should also add that. Yeah, you saw at the outset, Kevin O'Leary had said some good things about us because we do artificial intelligence and we help add value to so many people. Leveraging AI, it's a big thing. You know, you could be using ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, wherever the case is. It's just smart business to help business owners in some way. If you're working with business owners, it's just smart business to do artificial intelligence. By the way, people used to laugh at me for doing artificial intelligence. I'll never forget a big name marketing guy said, "You're wasting your time," which at the time I kind of thought I was too. But at the same time, I knew someday it was going to pay off. And that was years ago. And that was probably 2020-ish. He was laughing at me. And now, he's kind of theoretically a big guru as far as AI goes. But anyway, that's another story. He's a good friend of mine. R&D. What is R&D? What's research and development at the micro level? Researching is investigating how to create something new. So let's just say you're researching whatever it is, a new technology, right? You're looking to see if you can enable a new technology, and you're investigating how to create something new. That for the most part, is defined by research. Development, actually building something new based on the research that you were provided, that you spent time doing. So research and development. Investigating how to create something new, research, and development, actually building something new based on the research, is what I would say. Now, how do you qualify for what I would say are AI R&D tax credits? And when I say, again, AI, I'm talking about artificial intelligence, and that can include large language models that would include, ChatGPT as an example, Claude, DeepSeek, any of those. If you're doing really the four of these things, the IRS will generally allow you to get R&D tax credits. And similarly, same thing with state. There's a number of states that allow R&D tax credits. There's usually a pool in every state, depending on the circumstances, where they will, give you money, even if you don't have an income tax in that state. They'll give you money for learning stuff. And in this case, it's AI. It could be even spending time learning information that Jeff is providing you at Xcel University, okay? As long as they hit these 4 criteria, but I just say it's AI because that's our world, but at the same time, it could be with whatever you're doing at Xcel University. Now, think of it in your viewpoint, in your world as you're learning from Jeff, et cetera, okay? Are you doing something new or better? Are you doing something new or better? Probably, because you're spending time. Well, even this, by the way, you could get paid for in effect as far as R&D credits go. You must be trying to make something new or improve upon something, okay? So are you doing that by spending time with Jeff's group, as a matter of fact? If the answer is yes or no, well, no, probably not going to be able to jump the barrier of the IRS as it relates to R&D tax credits. But now, issue 1, are you doing something new or better? If the answer is yes, you've jumped over 1 hurdle, okay? By the way, I'm speaking in general terms. This is for information purposes. What I should also say is, by the way, my name is Ken French. There's going to be a treat at the end. I'm a former Forbes.com small business contributor. I've run this company here at vastsolutionsgroup.com since 2006. It's been around since 1969. Headquartered in Washington. It started in Bellevue, Washington. I live on a place called Bainbridge Island, a little island right outside of Seattle. Companies nationwide. Not only have I written, books, not only have I also helped with articles over the years, but also I've done consulting for well over 15 years. I've been helping a number of small businesses, mainly over 1,000 businesses, with respects to tax strategy, finance, and artificial intelligence. We've been doing artificial intelligence with our own model called Einstein, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. Anyway, that's a little bit about me. Let's get to the second qualifying event for R&D tax credit. Again, potentially what you're already doing here, by spending time here, you could potentially be getting paid for by the state or federal government. Let's go clockwise. It has to be doing something new and cool. Right. I say not cool. Why do I say not cool? Science, technology, engineering, or math. By you doing some of the stuff that you're doing with Xcel University with the technology, technology, potentially also math, that probably takes care of number 2, right? Is it new or better? Yep. It has to be something cool, not cool, right? Get it? Get the joke, right? Number 2. Number 3, are you doing a trial and error test? Are you seeing if it works or not? If it doesn't work, believe it or not, you still potentially get R&D tax credits, research and development tax credits. But now, I'm a little cold, but if you succeed, you still potentially can get R&D tax credits. So either way, you've got to be trying to do something. Does that make sense? You got to be trying to do something that might or might not work, and the government even gives you go for it potentially not working. Okay, it's got to be trial and error. Finally, will or will it not work? Now, there's got to be some risk component to it, so which is different than trial and error, even though some people construe them as the same. But you got to be able to, you got to test something that sometimes will work and sometimes won't work, and there's got to be some element of risk in the overall strategy of the research and development and the product or system that you're coming out with. And by the way, I systematized mine. Years ago when I started this, 2014, I put together basically, I called it the VAST Institute, a development group within VAST Solutions Group. You could call it a department. So 20% of all my revenue that came into the entity, in my case at that time, VAST Solutions Group, we put it into the VAST Institute. 20% of all revenue, all gross revenue, and resources went into that. So my time, 20% of my time, et cetera, et cetera. So I was getting paid to do research and development by the government, even in that time. It's changed, by the way, over time. This stuff changes, right? Research and development. But at the same time, I knew that that was going to be a big deal, not only because I was getting paid, but also because we're going to be unique in the marketplace. Hence the reason, for the most part, I really started to really develop artificial intelligence, which now everyone's doing. And believe me, it's helped us because we're way ahead of the curve with respect to research and development. number one, and then also with artificial intelligence as a result of the VAST Institute. I'm going to go over some real quick general examples. Creating a new marketing system. Would that help you with your business? Would it help you get R&D tax credits, research and development credits at the federal or state level? Probably. Creating a new analysis system for, let's say, whatever, maybe some of the stuff that you're doing in Excel as an example by putting something cool together? Probably. Creating a new property management tool. I bring that up because I was talking to someone who years ago, actually, a while ago, was using Xcel University. He changed jobs, by the way. He loved it, by the way. Basically, what he was saying is he also used that knowledge that he learned from Jeff, et cetera, to for a project management tool. Actually, going back 2 years, I forgot about this. Going back 2 years, he now will be able to use that what he learned and go back 2 years and get research and development credit for it. As a matter of fact, because you could go back up to 3 years generally. So now what I'll do is I'll use us as a little bit more of a specific example at vastsolutionsgroup.com. What have we done to get R&D credits? It's been unique. Okay. So now you put on your hat as to what you have done or what you're doing or what you're going to be doing as far as potentially getting research and development credits. A lot of the things I bet you're going to be thinking of as an entrepreneur are, oh, wait a minute, I can be getting money back from the government for something I've done, I'm doing now, or I'm going to do. Why wouldn't I, therefore, just do the application? It's not even an application. Do the filing with the IRS and get that dough back, right? Or with the state government. Causations, some people would call them workflows. We put together these workflows or causations as Einstein. Again, our model's called Einstein. And he was a big proponent of these things called causations or workflows, automations. So by the automations we've put together, are we eligible in that case, the way we put them together? Causations, are we eligible for R&D tax credits? Boom, yeah. Einstein, our phone system, if you dial it now, it's a test. 415-212-8189, 415-212-8189. On there, by the way, it's all artificial intelligence enabled. So when you call in that number, you're going to talk to Einstein and he's going to be, chatting with you. It's pretty funny, actually. Not 100% great, I would say, but it's a lot further along than me answering the phone or one of our employees answering the phone, or at midnight who's not going to be there. It's going to be us who's not there. Well, Einstein's there hanging out. We came out with this project called Tax Projection Plus system. So basically what that is if someone comes to us with taxes, we put their situation into our Einstein system. Our tax software specifically will prognosticate what the tax liability is going to be and what to do to eliminate or mitigate legally or morally and ethically the tax liability. We got paid by the government to figure that out, right? We did some really cool stuff. And the cool thing is the government was paying us to help tax liability of clients to go lower and lower and lower. There's no way we could become nationwide. Right now we have offices all over the country. We wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for artificial intelligence and us pushing the envelope as far as, well, by the way, some of our stuff we're doing in Excel, but also some of the stuff that we're doing utilizing artificial intelligence enabled by the R&D tax credit. We have a new app. It's in beta. It's an Apple app. We also have a Google Play app. No way we would have been able to do it without the research and development that we did. Got tax credits for it. Our community, it's called the VAST Vault. Same thing. No way we would have been able to get tax credit or would have been able to do it without the tax credit help. Plus, again, because it shaped me to start thinking about in our staff to be putting together applications and different kind of resources to orient towards being innovative. And why? Because we were getting R&D tax credit, right? Customer service. Our customer service is all artificial intelligence, and it's been artificial intelligence since 2018. And then we have almost all of our content is generated via artificial intelligence. Again, all enabled by the R&D tax credit for us at the federal level. We have a whole bunch of others. So I'm not going to go into it. But bottom line, everything we've done is artificial intelligence enabled based on the R&D tax credit. I'm going to just say in general, what are some benefits of using artificial intelligence or specifically the R&D tax credit or Xcel University? Because the R&D, why am I telling you, by the way? I know that you are probably at least thinking about using ChatGPT, et cetera, et cetera. Those are all under the umbrella of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence will help your life. It'll help your you in the marketplace. If you're trying to compete, you on a personal level, it will help you. It's worth it for you as a client, as a student of Xcel University, to go down the path of artificial intelligence and or utilizing the R&D tax credit if you're doing any type of innovation whatsoever. It helps the U.S. in a general standpoint, right? It helps the U.S. get more competitive against, let's say, adversarial countries. I'm just going to throw this out, whatever. No, I'm not going to say any specific countries, but whatever it would be, if we are more competitive than an adversarial country than would be otherwise if we weren't doing the R&D tax credit. Well, that indicates that the R&D tax credit probably makes a lot of sense. Artificial intelligence, quick decisions, boom, you can make quick decisions a lot quicker because you're doing artificial intelligence as an example. Competitive advantage, yeah, you get a competitive advantage because you can make decisions a lot quicker as compared to others. You can scale a lot quicker because you're doing, technology as an example, artificial intelligence, or again, using Xcel as an example. These are just all elements of the R&D tax credits, if you think about it. Plus, you look really professional, not only using Xcel, but also using artificial intelligence. And you got to like the fact that you're, saving money and you're freeing up time. Let's go real quick at R&D tax credit. This is very generic, and someone could poke holes at it. But does the R&D tax credit make sense financially? At the end of the day, here in this example, $100,000 tax spend, just using R&D spend. If you're spending $100,000, just using that as an example, federal tax rate's 37. Let's just pretend, California. This is a California client we did this for 13.3. Bottom line, I'll just say they saved $48,000, and on top of that, federal credit carry forward of $18,000 versus just a normal deduction. They save, not even close to as much money. So bottom line, the R&D tax credit financially makes more sense than the deduction. And this is just a general scenario, very general scenario for one specific client in their situation, which was very unique. And someone could pull those up. How do R&D tax credits work? How should they work? I'm going to remind you, as a reminder, where we are. Artificial intelligence, under artificial intelligence would be LLMs, large language models, that being Claude, ChatGPT, et cetera, et cetera. In general, data collection. If you're an entrepreneur, gather all the data that indicates that you're doing research and development or R&D. Eligibility, then you look at the specific expenses underneath all that data collection. And then going forward, you really should optimize into, figure out what the eligible and important expenses are that will fit within the realm of research and development. And then ongoing fashion, make sure that you're taking care of your expenses and orienting your business towards research and development credits, because it'll make a difference. Because if you're in the modern world doing things that are unique, it'll be better for you as a business owner. So what are you supposed to do right after this? Well, hopefully you're going to watch some more Xcel University presentations. But on top of that, you're going to contact your tax professional, see if you've been missing the boat on R&D tax credits, which you probably have. Then go through the whole, as I call it, AI R&D tax process. It doesn't have to be that. Again, you could I'm putting, Xcel University and some of their work under the AI world, which I probably shouldn't, but whatever. And then reaping the rewards and the rinse and repeat. You could get this on an ongoing basis every single year. That makes sense. And the R&D tax credit, it's been around for years, but it's going to be, both sides of the aisle want it going forward. So it's going to be around, and probably because they've kept updating it every year. So it's going to be probably made permanent here pretty soon. Especially, why would it not, if you think about it? Because we're trying to compete more and more with the other countries. So we've got to make it permanent. Because if we are not innovating as a country, we're going to fall behind. Not good. Once again, vastsolutionsgroup.com. Ken French, I mentioned there's going to be a little surprise at the end, a little bonus. Jeff's been a good guy. He and I have worked together for a while. I think that he's one of those guys who, it's obvious what he has done is working, because Xcel University has grown and grown and grown. And I think part of it is because, a large component of it, it's because he's a good guy. He cares about the people who are trying to benefit themselves by automation. I think Xcel is just one big automation. You could do paperwork as far as Xcel, as far as spreadsheets, if you will go. But what he's done is brought that world into automation, that being Xcel. Without the technical expertise of someone running Xcel, people are going to fall behind. And I'm going to remind you one last time, even if you're doing Xcel and you're pushing the envelope, doing something innovative that potentially you could be getting tax credits for, that's really important. It's not only artificial intelligence, it's not only some other cool little technology. Really, as long as you take care of those 4 elements the IRS considers, um, 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 elements to leap over as far as taking care of innovation, you get the tax credit. And it's not, by the way, it's not like there's a huge, process of going back and forth with the government. That's not the case. Usually what happens is, well, you do the filing with the government with some paperwork, by the way. It's a lot of paperwork, but at the same time, I shouldn't say paperwork. It's a lot of filing, I should say, usually online. And what happens is your tax professional ends up, let's say they charge you, I don't know what the number is. It could be, let's say it's $2,500, whatever the number is. What happens? Well, if you end up with a $10,000 credit, so meaning the government's going to take $10,000 off your taxes. Let's say it costs you $2,500 to do it, $7,500 in your pocket, and you don't have to do the work. You've already done the work of the research and development, right? Again, using Xcel or using a cool system or using a cool artificial intelligence system that you weren't using before. A lot more people are going to be getting R&D tax credits going forward. The federal government has no cap on it, right? There's a reason. I'll go back to the reason that it helps us as a country, the United States, but it also helps humanity. That's a big thing that I'm forgetting to mention. It helps humanity. If we could put ourselves in a better footing than people who aren't, meaning humanity people, if they aren't putting themselves forward, who's going to succeed? The people, the humanity that is putting themselves forward as far as innovation. This book, collection of entrepreneurs manifesto, collection of smart financial advice. It's a number of articles that I've written with respect to helping business owners, usually entrepreneurs, who are, well, hopefully being innovative and pushing themselves forward. And I mentioned I'm a Forbes.com, or I was a Forbes.com small business contributor. So it's a bunch of articles that I think add value to business owners that really, in this world need some good advice. And I'm going to say that I've worked hard. I've worked for a long time in trying to help a bunch of entrepreneurs, usually smallpreneurs, solopreneurs, because those are the ones that are forgotten about. And hopefully this book will be one thing that can help you. And I'm doing it really out of my friendship with Jeff. He said, hey, if you could provide anything that would help my community, not only doing a presentation, but also, giving this book out free, email us at info@vastsolutionsgroup.com, info@vastsolutionsgroup.com. We're going to send you the book. Give us your address. We're going to send you that book free of charge. And by the way, if you want to double check and see if you could be eligible for research and development credits, go to vastsolutionsgroupai.com, vastsolutionsgroupai.com. It's a little different from our normal website, which is vastsolutionsgroup.com. There you'll be able to take an eligibility test. We have this thing called AIcreditmax.com, which also outlines and helps people to understand a little bit more about R&D tax credits, especially if they're using, ChatGPT, et cetera, et cetera. Well, hopefully this has been helpful. I know it's been fun for me. Jeff, hopefully you're going to find value in this, and more people are now going to be able to get paid for spending time at some of your classes, and they'll be that much smarter because they've spent time here learning about R&D tax credits. Once again, this is Ken French. Really appreciate you spending the time. If you need anything, go ahead and email us at info@vastsolutionsgroup.com. Once again, appreciate it.